Hello, hello. There it is. Now it's reading it off. Sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. I think I think my one moderator I think my one moderator who's here, they are a they have two gremlins of their own, and they often have to step away to take care of them. So I don't blame my one mod for not catching it. I should have picked it up on it as well, because my little microphone readout wasn't happening, and I can't believe I didn't notice it. But anyway, we're good to go. And Chai, your name looks familiar. Have we talked before? If we have, I'm so bad with remembering stuff. Excuse me. Possibly in another stream. Possibly, yeah. Okay, cool. Morgie, absolutely. There it is. There it is. Right off the bat. We love Morgie. Morgie's great. I hope she pops in. I know she's a fan of Banjo-Kazooie. But yeah, we stand Morgie. But yeah, on this stream, I know you mentioned earlier about video game facts. You're gonna learn a lot this evening. It's gonna be real chill, because last week I started what I didn't expect to be a giant rabbit hole of pre-release information for Banjo-Kazooie, and a bit of a recap since you weren't here last time. Actually, this works perfectly right here. It started out as an action RPG on the Super Nintendo, of all things. You play as a dude with red hair. He's like muscular, generic art. Yeah, I know, right? Yay! The Mars dirt face. I love that one. But yeah, it started out as in 1995 it began development on the SNES, on the SNES. In 1996, it moved to a failed add-on to the Nintendo 64 called the Nintendo 64 DD, which stands for disk drive. I don't know if you're familiar with the DD in video game history circles or just video game facts stuff. It's pretty well known, but I don't want to assume everyone knows every other thing about video. Okay, so the 64 DD was I know absolutely nothing. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I love explaining small things. It's great. Anyway, so the Nintendo 64 DD, or disk drive, was an add-on that only came out in Japan because it did not do nearly as well as what Nintendo was hoping it would be. And it's essentially a disk drive for the Nintendo 64, and it allowed for bigger games to be made. However, it, for whatever reason, I can't quite remember the specifics, but for whatever reason, it failed hard because there was only like 2 or 3 launch titles for it in Japan, and they were all various versions of Mario Paint. There was one where you could make polygons. There's one where you can make basic animations and stuff, and it looks really cool. But like every other early Nintendo 64 game that you may or may not read about, it basically started life as a 64 DD game. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask both started out as DD games. Same for Master Quest. Started out as a game on the DD, but whenever the DD failed, it moved onto a regular cartridge. Or, in the case of Mother 3, which originally it was going to be on the 64 DD, it was like in development hell for years before it finally came out on the Game Boy Advance. But I'm getting off topic. Dream was moved from the SNES to the 64 DD, with the idea that it was going to be like a full, like a sort of like a top-down view, but like not like all the it was top down at like an angle, if that makes sense. Like if you're playing Banjo-Kazooie and you zoom the camera out pretty far, it's almost a bird's eye, but it's like still angled slightly. It's like it was like that kind of view. And the The SNES version centered around like a more high fantasy concept. Dream did, and then once it moved to the 64DD, the story changed to like a pirate themed, where they had different pirate names and whatnot. Balcony seats is what I call it. That's a much better way to put that, Chai. Thank you for that. Balcony seats.
The nosebleed seats.
All right. And then, in 1996... Oh, wait. Between December 1996 and January of 97, Dream is scrapped, saying that like the concept sort of got away from them, and it was reimagined as a 2.5D platformer starring Banjo, and that game was called Kazoo. Which I did cover Kazoo last time, and it has the bones of what would become Banjo-Kazooie, but Kazooie the bird had not been implemented yet. Kazooie was actually created as a way to give Banjo a more varied moveset. Because, as a bear, you can't, swim underwater very well, you can't fly. And so they had this idea to somehow attach another animal to the bear. And then why would it be attached to it? Well, maybe it's in a backpack. And then it just kind of morphed from there. It's fascinating. There's even full map layouts of what one of the levels would have looked like, and it looks really to put it in perspective, the amount of changes that Dream went through, that this game went through between Dream and Banjo-Kazooie, you could have gotten let's see, Dream with pirates, Dream with fairy tales, attach another animal character. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how they thought. Let's see, Dream Fantasy, Dream Pirates, Kazoo, Banjo-Kazooie. You could have made, counting Banjo-Kazooie itself, you could have made 4 games out of the games they scrapped from this. It's I would have played all of these, hands down, because they sound awesome. But yeah, Kazoo was made into the 2.5 version of Kazoo was made. And that's as far as I got. Is this why all good streamers have animal mascots? I wouldn't be surprised. I can't think of a game before Banjo-Kazooie where there are animal mascots, but I'm pretty sure it's a thing. Wait, all good streamers? I am confused. You lost me. Here, let me full screen that. That's a lot better. But yeah, that's early Banjo, and if you notice, he's wearing fucking shoes. He's wearing shoes and a hat. And he looks real silly. And I love him. This is what we're getting into this week. The post-Kazoo Banjo-Kazooie. Spring 1997. Linearity goes out the window, and the final game starts to take shape. Because, like I said, with this, Kazoo was like a 2.5D 3D platformer. 2.5D platformer, not 3D. Anyway, you get what I mean. And look at this fucking logo. This is so gorgeous. I posted it on Twitter as well. Whenever I posted the Go Live notification, I love the way the colors fade into each other. The purple that fades into the dark blue, into the light blue. I'm all tippy. My bad, sorry. But I'm so immensely fat. Hey, no problem. Just as long as you drinking responsibly and being safe, that's okay. Enjoy yourself. But yeah, the light blue into the green, that fades into the yellow, and then it wraps around and fades into a slightly darker yellow, into the orange, into the red. Oh, I live for this kind of color palette. It's so pretty. This is my jam. Absolutely. Hold on, I need to take a sip of my energy drink, which I forgot to mention, which I talked about while my mic was muted like a goober. I've started to get into the habit of drinking energy drinks for stream, even though energy drinks don't really do anything to me. Kazoo looks like Kazooie. I mean, yeah. The color palette for Kazoo matches that of Kazooie, because I think that's what they were going for. But if that's the case, I don't really know why they went with this for Banjo. Maybe the blue eyes, because there's no brown, unless the brown is like the outline, I guess. I'm not quite sure why the color scheme matches Kazooie but not Banjo. Gay icon. For real though, like next Pride Month, I'm gonna slap this on my Twitter and be like, Banjo-Kazooie gay icons. Or Banjo and Kazooie gay icons. But yeah, I've started getting into the habit of drinking energy drinks during streams, even though they don't really do much to me. Like they don't make me energized. I think at the very least they keep me awake a little bit, but I don't get like super hyper. Burpee. Alright. Without further distractions from myself, let's get into Banjo-Kazooie. Alright, this article is a work in progress. Oh, by the way, Chai Spice, this website that I'm on is called tcrf.com, or .net, excuse me, and it is a repository for everything video game related that was like beta versions, early versions, or scrapped and unused stuff. And it does link to some early versions of games on a separate website that I can't remember the name of right now, but I'll mention it later. But let's see, tcrf.net. There's that. It's a great little website. I love it. Okay. Introduction. Let's get on this. Okay. Following the demise of Dream, the team had spent the early part of 1997 working on the 2D platformer Kazoo. Everything changed about 2 months in, however, when Nintendo offered them a look at their premier N64 title, Super Mario 64. The team saw the footage and as a wake-up call. According to Greg Mayles, one of the programmers, it was like clearly our technology. It looked really old. Oh, okay. It was clear that our technology looked really old in comparison, and literally overnight we just thought that's going to be the future of what 3D games are going to look like. So, thanks to Mario 64, Kazoo was just fucking scrapped. I would love to see a remake of Kazoo, but I don't think much exists of it anymore, if at all. What a way to go. I know, right? They looked at Mario 64, which was one of the first fully 3D platformer, fully 3D games, and we're like, holy fucking shit, we suck. As that generation of games would prove, he wasn't wrong. And so, Stamper and Mayles, I think that's either Tim Stamper or his brother, same energy as that lady in the Shrek behind the scenes, who was like, and I thought, wow, that's so realistic. I mean, hey, at the time, I don't necessarily think it was about being realistic. I think it was more about the fact that, like, something like that had never been done before, or, like, no one had ever seen that before in a video game, Everyone was so used to pixel sheets and sprites and stuff that, like, whenever they saw the full 3D thing, you could run around in an open 3D space. That was the fucking tits. Like, I remember the first time I played a 3D game, and I can't quite remember which one it was, because the first game that I had ever played was Sonic 1, and then I played Sonic 2 at a friend's house. Never beat either one of them. Still to this day, I haven't beaten either one of them. I cannot quite remember what my first 3D game was, but I specifically remember it feeling more like a full world. Like there was, like it was so much bigger. Like it felt so much bigger than it actually was. Like, you know, obviously we look back now and it's like, wow, this world's so tiny. And I'm specifically thinking about Ocarina of Time, because like. The first time I played Ocarina of Time, I was scared of it and I didn't like it because I didn't know what to do. I didn't even understand the concept of save files. And so there were already 2 save files on the cartridge that I rented, and I had no idea that they were save files, and I was like, well, okay, so I guess I'll just pick a mode or something. And it just so happened that one save file was Adult Link and one save file was on Kid Link. And so I was like, well, this is the only way to swap between the two. Like a dumbass. I was a child. And I read like the back of the box about how like Zelda has been whisked far away or something like that. And I remember looking at the map and being like, what the fuck? This place is fucking huge. It's gonna take me months or fucking whatever to travel across this giant land. But no. Nowadays I replay Ocarina of Time every couple of years or so. Which, by the way, like for November I may pull a Peanut Butter Gamer and just marathon a bunch of Zelda games. I don't know. Depends on when I get done with my PlayStation 2 Showcase Marathon, which, if you're a fan of PS2 games, I have a pretty big library of it that I've been playing through alphabetically, and I'm in the J section, and I just started Jak 2 this past Tuesday. But my Wi-Fi kept messing up, and so it saved it as 2 different VODs. It messed up twice, which meant it left 2 VODs on my channel while I was still streaming, and the final VOD that should have saved properly did not save, so I lost half of my stream. I lost half of my stream archive, and so I'm just gonna give like a recap of what happened in Jak 2. And I did play Jak. I did play Jak and Daxter. I played the first one a couple of weeks ago. So I have that full playthrough up on my YouTube channel, which I wonder if this will work actually if I type this out. Connect to stream, you goober. Please. Okay, there we go. Oh no, that's not it either. Fuck it, I'll type it on here. YouTube.com/. Hey, it works. Cool. I'm glad I can type that in manually. But yeah, that's my YouTube channel. That's where I post all of my VODs, and I've been uploading just about every VOD that I've every stream that I've done to YouTube, except my first karaoke stream. I was not anticipating Twitch to vaporize that VOD so quickly, and so I lost that. So next time I do a karaoke stream, which may be sometime soon, I'm going to record on OBS while I'm streaming. That way I can be like, haha, fuck you, Twitch. And see if I can get YouTube to like not like I don't care if I don't upload my VODs with monetization in mind. I don't even know if you can turn it on or off, if at all. I'm not sure, but like if I can get away with posting my freaking karaoke VOD on YouTube, that'd be great. Okay. But yes, at the time, full 3D games were like the big old thing. Within a week, the team had scrapped everything, overhauled the graphics engine, no more mesh system, which the mesh system in this case... The mesh system is like, think of like a virtual net that you like can warp and stretch the way you want it, and then you can put a texture, and a texture in this case is like an image that looks like the ground or something, or the side of a tree, and you slap that over the mesh, and voila, you have the ground. But yeah, they got rid of that, and had the game's first quote-unquote recognizable level in a playable state. Its name would change again to reflect this, from Kazoo to Banjo-Kazooie, the game's name, not the level's name. It is here where the game starts to resemble its final incarnation. Development from this point onward was described as, quote, like pushing a boulder down a hill. Not up a hill, down a hill. Which is hilarious. As everything began to come together, we suddenly had impetus. Which I think that was either motivate. Yeah, I think impetus is motivation. There was direction. Everybody was committed, according to Paul Machek. I don't know. Yeah, excuse me. Oh, it's Metroid. Let's see. Early sketch of either the game's logo or the title screen sequence, or possibly something else. Note, the fruit which wouldn't be in the game, note the fruit which wouldn't be in the game for much longer. So I am going to open these in new tabs. Various drafts of the game's logo by Brian, dated April 28th, 1997. Beneath the frightening stares, one can see that Kazoo originally had gold yellow eyes. Let's see what we got, shall we? Oh, wow. I know it's kind of hard to see because there's sketches, but this is very interesting. There's Banjo oh, that's so cute. And I will explain why they changed the name in a little bit, because I think it's going to get to it in more detail. It was basically copyright stuff. Also, where the fuck can I get these buttons? These look super cute, and I would love one of these. Are you kidding me? This is so cool. Oh my god, this is so fucking rad. Okay. And the next one is oh my god, the eyes though. Why do they look like that? Why he look like that? Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's odd. So, on my stream preview, the blue here looks purple. And I could not tell you why, because the blue looks fine. The blue in this version of the Banjo logo looks perfectly fine, same shade and everything. That's fascinating. Hold on, window, gamma contrast, brightness, saturation, hue shift, hue neutron. That's very strange. I don't know why it's like that. Well, I assure you, it's not purple. This is not purple, as cute as that would be. This is also not purple, it's blue. I'm not sure how to fix that. I apologize. But yeah, look at these. Also, if you can look past the creepy stares, Kazooie used to have yellow-orange eyes, just like Banjo has blue eyes now. Whereas I think Banjo just has like I actually don't remember what her what her eye color is. I don't know if it had it. I don't remember it having one. I remember Banjo having the big blue eyes, but not Kazooie. Logo test. I don't mind this, though it does give me big Donkey Kong vibes. This one is kind of cool. Not bad. A little too orange for my taste. This one definitely looks more like the the fucking final one, the final logo. Jesus. Brain farts all over the place. All right. We have technology. All right. Ever since the original Donkey Kong Country, Rare had gained a reputation for employing various tricks to squeeze as much performance as possible out of their games, and Banjo was no exception. The graphics. The game's character models were deliberately kept, quote, clean and simple, with minimal texturing to create a striking contrast against the heavy textured area models. That's cool. On that note, making the levels as detailed as they were was itself a feat. Too big feat, no. An infamous bottleneck of the N64's hardware was its meager 4 kilobytes of texture memory, which, by the way, for reference, the average flash drive these days, so there's 4 sizes when it comes to bits. There's the bit, which is just like the smallest you can get. Like 4 bits is like much smaller than 4 kilobits, which is much smaller than 4 kilobytes, excuse me. 4 bytes is much smaller than 4 kilobytes, which is much smaller than 4 gigabytes. And I think after gigabyte comes terabyte? Unless there's one between it that I'm not thinking of. Either way, 4 kilobytes of texture memory, which, like, you could fit. Oh yeah, the average flash drive size is around 16 gigabytes. You could fit a shit ton of N64 texture memory in one 16 gigabyte hard drive. You can fit multiple N64 games and an emulator into a 16 gig flash drive. There's a reason why totally morally legal Nintendo 64 ROMs are so small and easy to run. Hold on. Hold on, I'm replying to a friend real quick who may or may not join in the stream. We'll see. He used to hop by, but he got real busy. He was the first person to come to one of my streams. All right. Let's see. This meant any individual texture could be no more than 4 kilobytes large, which for the CI4, the C14, I can't tell. This is why I hate sans serif fonts, aka fonts without those little niches on the sides, because I cannot tell if that's a 1 or an uppercase. I can't tell if that's a 1, a lowercase L, or an uppercase I. That's so fucking frustrating. I hate it so much. Oh my god. This is why we need serifs. Okay, but okay, for the C14, CI4, either one, or the CL4, format that made up most of Banjo's environment textures was equivalent to a maximum resolution of 16 by 64 pixels. The team got around this by cutting up large textures into 64 by 64 segments and UV mapping them together, which I don't know what that means, I'll be honest. I'm assuming they took large chunks of textures, cut them up, and just stitched them together. In a similar fashion to the tile sets and tile types of a typical 2D game. Okay, so yeah, you take smaller little, like, think of it like a like fabric, and you can only work with like a certain size of fabric, and so to be able to work with giant sheets of fabric, you got to cut them up into smaller chunks. But in order to make it look like it's big, you have to like sew all of the smaller parts together to make a bigger picture, if that makes sense. I'm guessing that's what that means. If I'm completely off, I apologize. This is purely an educated guess based on context clues. In a similar fashion, okay, anyway. Furthermore, quote, decal textures could be overlaid and blended into the background to allow for extra details. Decal textures. Anyway, the game's use of custom culling? I don't know what the fuck that is. Led to major memory fragmentation issues, which degraded performance. To avoid this, they wrote a custom algorithm to defragment memory on the fly? What the fuck? Which freed up space that could be devoted to pushing polygon counts even further. Jesus Christ, this is why I want this is another reason why I want my friend to come into chat, because he is currently in college for animation, and I feel like he'd be able to like break this down for me. Holy shit. This is complicated. Hold on, I want to take a picture of this and see if he can like decode what this means. Bro, I went to wait, what? Coolant? Coolant for animation? I have no idea what coolant is. But that's cool that you went there for animation. Do you have any idea what this means? If not, no problem. Oh, college. I'm fucking stupid. I don't know why I thought you meant something completely different. Anyway, Chai, if you know what this means, please enlighten me. I would love to know. But autocorrect hates me. I fully get that. That's why I always turn my autocorrect off. I keep the word suggestion, but turn off autocorrect. I hate it. You do not? All right, I'll ask my good old friend Cosmica Ghost. No, not one by one, you stupid phone. There we go. Apex Twin makes some weird shit, dude, but it's great. I love his music. But then again, I learned 2D animation mainly. Oh, yeah, true. Which, by the way, if you're still a fan of animation, I highly recommend New Frame Plus. It is run by the guy who used to narrate for Extra Credits, if you're familiar with that YouTube channel. His name's Dan Floyd. He's worked in the he had worked in the animation industry for over 15 years, and I think he kind of he either retired from it or he just kind of like didn't want to work in it anymore. He worked in video game animation and Disney Pixar anime. He worked at Pixar Canada for a while. He worked on a bunch of like Toy Story shorts and stuff. And so he dedicated a whole YouTube channel to talking about animation in video games, and it's so fascinating to watch. Okay, I sent the question to Cosme. I don't know if he will know anything about it, but if he does, that'd be great. If not, no problem. All right. So I know memory fragmentation is when like it's if I remember correctly, it's the equivalent of opening a bunch of tabs, not knowing which tab is which, and then like having to slowly pick through them to figure out which tab is which. Where and what defragging does is it takes those scattered fragments and it takes those unorganized tabs and organizes them. Sorry, and I hit my laptop. I didn't know if you heard that. And organizes them into like sections that can easily be accessed by the computer. So I'm guessing that the major memory fragmentation issues is like due to whatever frustrum culling is. It led to a lot of memory bits like sort of getting disorganized, and they somehow made an algorithm in the game engine that automatically defragments the memory fragments as you play. And that's so fucking insane, dude. But on they just did it on the fly because they fucking felt like it. God damn, y'all. And doing this freed up space that could then be devoted to pushing polygon counts even further. So these motherfuckers figured out how to open up the N64's memory limitations, and that's fucking phenomenal. Ugh. What is this? Oh, I thought it sounded familiar. That's Igor Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring. Excuse me. I love The Rite of Spring. It's one of my favorites by him. Oh, God. Sorry. Okay, so I think this is demonstrating how them cutting up large textures into 64 by 64 segments looks like. So they have these smaller textures, and they take these and they just repeat them over and over. And this is the fucking coolest. So it's like, okay, you got this small texture to work with. Okay, you just it's like click, 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 like apply, and it makes it look so cool, despite the repeating textures. Because like, look, this is just the same texture repeated over and over. It's that same wave texture that's just like click, click, click. Oh, it's so fucking cool, dude. And the clouds. Actually, I think they like trimmed this off and then just no, that's not what they did. What did they do? I think they stretched this one. They stretched this and then this is pure guesswork on my part. I'm just trying to figure out what they did. The decal blending, the text. Whoa! Didn't mean for that to be so loud. Good old Blut aus Nord. Anyway. Decal blending without vertex shading. In-game with vertex shading. Oh, that's cool. So what it looks like they've done is that they've taken this texture, mapped it over this layout, skeleton. I'm gonna go with skeleton. Mapped it over this skeleton. And then they took this and put it right here, and then like fused it into the background. And they made this the background here, and then using vertex shading, they took this texture, stretched it over the whole thing, and made it fade in and out. And that's fucking crazy. Like, I may not know the words to describe it. She banjo on my kazooie till I gruntiled. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Also, welcome, John R. Fleet. I'm looking through pre-release stuff for Banjo-Kazooie on tcrf.net. That's what we do here every Thursday. We look through earlier unused content from video games, and on Tuesdays, I play video games, and recently I've been going through my PS2 collection in alphabetical order, and I started Jak 2 this past Tuesday. I'm still working out my lore. All I know is that I am a cat man fused with a mage. Couldn't tell you how. I'm still working on that. Done any Armored Core? I haven't looked at the Armored Core page, but now that you mention that, let's see. We'll open this in a new tab. I will check and see if there is an Armored Core, if there are any Armored Core pages. Going all the way back up. Okay. Oops. Armored Core. And if they have some, I will bookmark them. I personally have never played Armored Core, but I have been told that it's really good, although the control scheme is like super weird. Is this the only one that they have? Armored Core 2 is the 4th installment. That's hilarious. Hold on, let me see if I can buy Series A. And I think AC3 is the 6th. Oh my god, that's like Kingdom Hearts levels of numbering. That's hilarious. I love when... honestly, though, I low-key love when games do that, because it makes it so much funnier. Especially whenever you're describing it. Like, this specifically right here is why I love when they do that. Armored Core 2 is the 4th entry. But yeah, so far, it looks like they only have the second one, but I'm going to bookmark it. It doesn't look like there's much, but I am going to bookmark it to add to my TCRF pages. Sometimes the number system can get overwhelming, though, like with Final Fantasy. I mean, every mainline Final Fantasy game has always been numbered. The ones without numbers are side games, or in the case of Final Fantasy VII's case, just take place in the Final Fantasy VII universe. Anyway, that's been bookmarked. We're gonna return to Banjo-Kazooie. Alrighty. Oh yeah, what I was mentioning, John. I think it was like either right before or right after you came in here. This is showing the way that they've managed, the way that the team at Rare managed to like fuse textures together. It's apparently called decal blending, where they take this texture, they stretch it over this skeleton. I'm assuming it's called. I don't actually know the terms. And then they take this texture and sort of blend it into here. Actually, they actually blend these two together to make this part. And then they make this, and they stretch this over the background, and then they take this spider web texture, and using vertex shading, they just blend it in. makes you think of Conker's Bad Fur Day. I mean, it should. It was made by the same team. The same team at Rare that made Conker's Bad Fur Day made Banjo-Kazooie. Okay, and now we move on to audio. Where are we? There we are. Okay. The characters were originally intended to be voice acted, which is fucking crazy to think, especially if you played Banjo-Kazooie. I think Banjo-Kazooie is actually on the Nintendo Switch online thing, but that shit's like $50, and I'm not gonna pay $50 for games that I already own physically. Like, half the games that they have on the N64 library on Switch, I already own, including Banjo-Kazooie. I haven't beaten it, but I own it. I always get stuck. Anyway. But yeah, well, I should ask. John, have you played Banjo-Kazooie? I don't want to assume you have or have not. But the team decided not to go through with this after realizing how much dialogue they had actually written. Never? Okay, well, if you played Mario 64, it's like that, but goofy. Like, much goofier. I like the writing and how silly Banjo-Kazooie is. But anyway, in the game, there's not technically any voice acting. What happens is you see the text on screen, and whoever's talking, you hear this. I haven't played many older games. That's perfectly fine. You came to the right place, actually, because like I said, I'm playing through my PS2 library. I have a Nintendo 64 collection that I plan on, getting to later. I have a GameCube collection. We're gonna go through it all. It's gonna be great. But whenever you would talk to someone, or when anyone would speak in Banjo-Kazooie, their text box would pop up and you'd read it. But also in the background, they would make a repeated noise that was associated with them. So the bear in Banjo-Kazooie, you play as a bear and a bird. Bear's named Banjo. The bird is named Kazooie, and Kazooie is inside of a backpack on Banjo's back. Just in case you had no clue. And whenever Banjo speaks, you hear and whenever Kazooie speaks, you hear it's like these silly noises that every character plays. Demon Slayer reference? I don't think so. If it's the anime that I'm thinking of, it's probably not a Demon Slayer reference. Banjo-Kazooie came out in 1997. I was 3 years old in 1997. Oh boy. So Demon Slayer could run. I've not read or watched Demon Slayer because, like, my friend has told me the premise, and it seems okay, but it never piqued my interest. Anywho, so the team was originally going to have spoken dialogue until they realized how much dialogue they had actually written. The recording of which would have cut extensively into development time. Additionally, there was some fear of botching the effort, as voiceover was still a relatively new concept to video games in the 90s. Like, the number of voice acting in video games in the 90s is very small. Additionally, there were some... Oh, wait. No, I already read that one. They felt subpar acting seen in some titles didn't add to the experience. As a promise, they settled on short grunts played at various pitches to convey characters' voice and personality, giving birth to the now famous mumble speak. Yeah, associated with the series. I love it. It's great. Here, let me actually show you an example of the mumble speak. It's weird, but like, once you get used to it, like, whenever you don't see it anymore, it's sad. Because it's such a fun little thing. I always loved that in, like, Mario Sunshine. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Banjo-Kazooie Mumble Speak. Hello? Type... What? Really? Ah. Not Speepasaf. Why is this happening? Also, why did you autoplay, Cat Icarus? I paused you, goddammit. There. Jesus. Mumble speak. This'll work. We're gonna pause the Final Fantasy V as much as I love it. Alright. Oh, Banjo. Unmute. No, goddammit. Oh, it's so funny. Yay! Let's see. Oh, I love Mumbo. Mumbo's my favorite. I love the way he sounds. And everything had a voice. That's the name of the shark. Oh yeah, the shark's name is Snacker. Look how cute he is. But in the actual game, he's there to keep you from like swimming out of bounds because he'll fucking eat you if you swim out too far. Oh, I love Clanker. Clanker's real sweet. Despite his like really deep voice. Jesus. I mean, the Clanker one I get being very eerie because he's meant to look scary, but he's like a gentle giant. He's in the game. He's in a level called Clanker's Cavern, which is like this sewer-esque level, and in the middle of it, there's this like pit of water, and in that pit of water is this giant metal shark. And the first thing you see is his fucking face with the giant eyes looking, like staring at you. And I think it's meant to like scare you at first, but then whenever you go up and talk to him, he's like, "Yo, nice to meet you. Could you like maybe help me out of here? Like, it sucks being in here. I hate living in these fucking sewers. Shit sucks, bro." He's a real sweetie. I like him. But yeah, like taken out of oh, thank you for the follow, John. I very much appreciate it. But yeah, taken out of their context, these are eerie, but these images are zoomed in. Normally they're in the corner with a text box next to them. So these aren't the main, okay, I got another alert, but I'm not sure for what. Thank you. But yeah. Most of these are the game. Like I said, the game's meant to be very lighthearted and silly. The plot of Banjo-Kazooie is, where is she? This witch that rhymes constantly kidnaps Banjo's younger sister and plans to do a science experiment where they swap attractiveness. And the game over screen is literally, her name is Gruntilda. Gruntilda succeeding. She steps out of the pod and she's like hot as hell. It's really funny. And then his younger sister comes out, and she's like real fat and like gremlin-y. But honestly, she looks cute as well, even when she's in the fat state. It's really weird. But yeah, this is Gruntilda. Yeah, Gruntilda's a fat, mean witch. And you enter her castle to rescue your sister, and to get further in the castle, you have to complete these puzzles that open doors. And to get the pieces for these puzzles, which are called jiggies, you have to go into the levels and find the jiggies. It's a fun system. And every other object in this game has fucking eyes, and it's honestly kind of funny, not gonna lie. I lurk a little already, John. Appreciate the lurk. Yeah, the treasure chest has eyes. Well, I was about to say the shark has eyes, but that's the most normal. The clam has eyes. Look at those fucking eyes on that clam. It just sounds like he's slurping constantly, like, which made me think of the fucking it's a Game Grumps reference. Recently on one of their live shows, they were playing Jackbox, and a go-to answer whenever no one knew what to put was the phrase "Slurpy Gurpin." I feel like this is what Slurpy Gurpin would sound like. It's just Yum Yum from Banjo-Kazooie. Oh man, I love going off track like that. It's so funny. Okay, let's see. It's a compromise. Which led to the mumble speak. Turn my volume down and then return to the music. There we go. Alright. Adding to this, the team thought it was quote, thought it would be funny if the characters sang as well. An idea going back to Black Eye's introduction, which Black Eye, it was the antagonist of the second iteration of Dream, the pirate theme. The Black Eye was the main pirate villain. Banjo and Co. were initially going to introduce themselves in song during the, quote, hoedown, which, for those who have not seen the opening cinematic to Banjo-Kazooie, it's this really cute little animation of all the characters playing different instruments, and it's really cute. I'll show it a little later. But the notion fell by the wayside and ended up unused. Characters. Teehee heads and tower room door knockers. Mention here or in Dream. What? Okay, a quote from Greg Mayles. Probably. We swapped to a witch because she promised that she had more levels in her lair than the giant had in his castle. She claimed her levels were really good and the players would love them, whereas the giant was still more than a hopeless fool who was still trying to construct level 1? What the fuck? That's weird. While Banjo, Kazoo, and Piccolo naturally made it across from Kazoo, which, for context, Banjo is the bear, Kazoo would later be renamed to Kazooie, who is the red bird, and Piccolo was the original name for Banjo's younger sister, but I can't remember why they changed it. I don't know if it has anything to do with Dragon Ball Z or not, but Piccolo was renamed to Tooty. And by the way, Piccolo is refers to the instrument because almost everyone in the game is named after instruments. Naturally made it across from Kazoo. Most of the final game's characters only debuted in this iteration. During the initial stages, a giant was planned as the main villain. He may have originated from Dream, or he could have been a new character, because initially Dream in the fantasy version, a giant/giants were the villains before the pirates were. Or he could have been a new character. Regardless, he didn't last long before Grunty took his place. Besides the obvious Wicked Witch of the West Snow White parallels, Gruntilda was also inspired by the character of Grotbags from the 80s British children's show Emu's World, and the Pink Windmill Show. Okay, now I'm fucking curious. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's a video. Pause, music time.
So be watching next week to find out the lucky British school who is going to be our
Twin schools! Yay!
What the fuck? Oh, it's the witch. Oh, I see it now.
Okay, this is rape, Lloyd. Your dirty brats played against... Just a minute, where's my two stupid assistants? Redford Croc, come in here at once!
The face.
Time to your staff. I mean, if you would mind awfully, would you possibly help me? We are on a mission. If you could possibly assist.
The face. What the fuck?
We're very busy. I mean, Croc's on the swing, and I'm... Well, you see, I thought if I rubbed all those roses...
Okay, I see the parallels. That's cool as fuck. That's also really silly. Okay, besides the obvious... Okay, character of Grotbags from... Okay, so it's the Wicked Witch of the West mixed with Grotbags. Honestly, the actress for Grotbags looks really cute. I like her. She's real cute. From the 80s British children's show Emu's World, and the Pink Windmill Show. Mumbo Jumbo's metaphorical birth can be traced, which, by the way, for those who are unaware, Mumbo is a witch doctor skull thing with purple arms and a doofy skull face. I like him. He's got a real deep voice. Mumbo Jumbo's metaphorical birth can be traced to mid-April of 1997. Texture file metadata left on a DAT tape, don't know what that is, unearthed by Brian in 2022, reveals that his skin texture was implemented on April 15th. In the rare replay video, Dreaming of Banjo, Brian also, notes that a character such as Mumbo could go from concept to implementation in a matter of days. So his actual conception likely happened not long before. That's interesting. This same backup also shows that his skin was originally green, if only briefly. As can probably be surmised by looking at him, his body is simply a Jinjo's with a skull stuck on it, which is hilarious. Brian joked that this was merely done to be cheap, but it didn't stop fans from running with it and theorizing that this makes him a Jinjo. He's not. His voice clips were derived from the chant in Mayhem Temple's theme, or what would eventually become it. See below. Okay. When it was pushed forward to Tootie. Wait, hold on, what? His voice clips were derived from the chant in Mayhem Temple's theme. When it was pushed forward to Tootie. Oh, when it was pushed forward to Tootie, Kirkhope decided to repurpose the chant for Mumbo. Okay. And so cut it up into short samples that would play randomly at random pitch. That's funny. His catchphrase, "Eekum bokum," emerged as a result of this if come go come. Wink wonk, I guess. If come go come. I like that. Eekum bokum. That reminds me of the Japanese dog VTuber Korone. One of her famous clips is her seeing Mumbo Jumbo for the first time, and she's like, "Ikap Ogam," and then he says it, and she repeats it, "Ikap Ogam, Ikap Ogam." Oh, it's so funny. I love it. His other catchphrase, Umanaka, is a corruption of Ominacker. Ominacker. Something Kirkhope, who was being treated for a certain medical condition at the time, would often shout on his way into the studio, having come in late from a doctor's appointment. He tells the story in lurid detail. During his guest Grumps appearance, that's right, he was on Game Grumps. I don't want to go to Knacker just in case it's a wiener thing. I don't remember if it's a wiener thing. Uminaka. Uminaka. Oh, Minaka. That's so funny. Several years before that, he also divulged the origin of Kazooie's trademark. Yeah. I can't do it that well, but we get it. The noise in question was a creation of Chris Sutherland. By day, mild-mannered banjo programmer. By night, mad deranged person who sits and makes funny noises whilst happily coding away. That's hilarious. We on the team have learnt to ignore his insane gibberings, but have found it useful to have a sampler nearby so as to record any strange utterings that might be handy for the game. Bree! Came from a particularly loud outburst during Banjo-Kazooie when, while he was bending over to pick something up off the floor, one of the other team members inadvertently slipped with a large broom they happened to be carrying, and the handle ended up lodged in a rather painful place. The extraction was another matter altogether. Oh my god, I can't tell if that's a bit or if that's real. I think he might have just poked him in the ass with the broom handle, but I don't think it went all the way up the bootay. Of course, given Kirkhope's penchant for strange responses on scribes, this could well be a joke. But considering that the even wilder Uminaka story is actually true, it's up in the air. Banjo's goldfish Royston gets his name from the middle name of one of the artists, which the whole team was astounded by. Of course, who named their child Royston in the 20th century? Because I think the guy was... All these guys are like in their 40s or 50s now, so like they would have been born in like the 60s maybe? Could be wrong. Either way. Hell yeah, we got some more texture files. Oh, it's Mumbo's texture. An early sketch of... We're just going to zoom in and look at these for a little bit. As there's the early Mumbo sketch. Mumbo's first skin texture. Mumbo's second skin texture, which just looks reptilian. Mumbo's final skin texture, which looks like that more pink purplish looking thing. The concept art of a warp cauldron, which is like the fast travel system. Oh my god, what the fuck? Render by Brian of a furred Jinjo from May of 1997. He looks... This Jinjo does not look okay. He has like that 1,000-yard stare of someone who has seen way too much. Oh my god, I'm just gonna linger on that for a little bit. Just gonna let y'all ponder on that for a little bit. Just real quick. Okay. I think you've pondered long enough. Okay. We're gonna zoom back out. No. There, that'll work. Okay. Quote from Chris Sutherland: "We wanted talking about the worlds. Excuse me. Integrate the rare revealed stuff below, please. We wanted players to be able to travel places that were larger than life, but still relatively believable in a fantastical way. Once a theme or a world had been chosen, we brainstormed as many ideas as possible that you could expect to see in such a location, then used these ideas to shape the world before adding, a twist of humor to the finishing touch." Hell yeah. Multiple pre-release sources dating back to E3 1997 state that 16 worlds were planned, but only 9 exist in the final game. That leaves 7 cut worlds, of which at least 4 are known. Mount Fire Eyes, retooled into the lava side of Hailfire Peaks in Banjo-Tooie, which is the sequel for people who are unaware. Mine, ditto for Glitter Gulch Mine for Tooie. Fairground, same thing. So Mount Fire Eyes, Mine, and Fairground were all used in Tooie as Hailfire Peaks, Glitter Gulch Mine, and Witchy World. Fungus Forest was reused in Donkey Kong 64 as Fungi Forest, which that's one of my favorite levels in that whole game. It's so pretty. Hammerhead Beach, if it didn't become Treasure Trove Cove in the end, Sutherland claims it had something to do with Stop and Swap, which will be explained later. And possibly Mayhem Temple. The identity of the 7th world, if there was one, is a mystery. The worlds after Mad Monster Mansion, as well as the deferred Tooie worlds, weren't drafted up until after the game was announced. Wow. So head here, which does not exist, to find the rest. Temple Test. Okay. Temple Test. After the new engine was built, the team put together a basic temple-themed environment to test its performance and refine the player's moveset. This area actually appeared in screenshots and footage from E3 1987, leading fans to believe it was a scrapped, quote, Giant's Lair world, or Mount Fire Eyes, depending on who you ask. However, Rare revealed a rare look at Dream finally made it clear that this was just a test map and not a scrapped level. The area consists of a large temple complex of vaguely Mesoamerican design. Vaguely. Hemmed in by a massive wooden barrier. I guess that means, like, sealed in. Barrier, wall, and gate. 2 large doors sit on top and bottom floors of the main structure, while the middle level is dotted with crudely modeled gargoyles surrounding the main building. Oh, that was the start of a new sentence, not a continuation. Surrounding the main building are various stone structures that Banjo can jump on. There appear to be no actors or objects, actors being untextured models. Or objects on the map, though apparently there were meant to be some pickups. This was the concept art for the. Actually, I don't even need to put this in a new tab. Like, this can easily be seen. It's great. So yeah, these would be like the different platforming challenges. Talon Trot, which is a move that you learn where Kazooie steps out of the backpack and leans forward to walk while Banjo is like left hanging from the backpack. It's really funny. It's used to go up steep hills. So you talon trot up the tall hill, you jump across. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming you jump over the blocks. Kazooie flies across. This is very interesting, though. Okay. A few areas are marked as being intended for the shock spring jump. Oh, that's what this is. Which is like these pads that make you jump super high up in the air. Indicating the move was already in place by then. There are blue and green pickups on the ledges that strongly resemble the crystal coconuts from DK64. Though given the gargoyles represented by orange blocks, it's possible these were stand-ins for something else. And these are the crystals, the coconut-looking things. Which I will play DK64. I'll play through my entire N64 library. I may not finish everything, but I'll play through it. The fact that both of them are strategically located before shock spring moments suggests that they may have been temporary shock spring power-ups, much like the springy step shoes in Tooie. Oh, here they are! Hell yeah. Oh, I like those gargoyle faces. Those are cute. I wouldn't mind playing around in this. I'm surprised there's no video of this. Let's see. Alright. I'll big him size it a little bit. There we go. That's the early model. That looks like the early model for Kazooie as well, because I think in her final design it sort of has these shades of yellow and orange along her plumage or feathers or whatever. Those gargoyle heads look so familiar, and I can't. Oh, they remind me of Murray, the pink hippo from Sly Cooper. I love Murray, and I am 100% going to play the Sly Cooper series. You're goddamn right. Even the fourth one. I like the fourth one. These are the blocks that you can platform on. Sorry, I keep futzing with the volume. I can never decide what a good volume is for this. Doesn't help that some songs are mixed louder than others. It looks like his head's going into the block. Oh, come on, why the fuck am I yawning? Ugh. Let me take another swig of my OG drink. I haven't looked at the clock, but OBS is keeping track of how long I've been streaming, and I've been streaming for an hour and 26 minutes, and so I'm assuming it is about 8:26. Check. It's 8:21. Weird. Anyway. Oh, that's right, because I did an extra 5 minutes. I started streaming at 6:55, so I need to take this. I need to take the time elapsed and subtract 5 minutes from it, and then I'll have the correct time. Okay, cool. Good to know. That's the duo about to do a like a high jump, but it looks like a backflip. Ooh, that's a really good look at the temple. Seems to be the front side, I guess, because there's what looks like the entrance, and then they're using the flying power-up, which lasts as long as you have enough, like, red feathers. You collect red feathers, and you can glide for as long as you want, but you expend, excuse me, red feathers to go higher. It's a neat system. No high resolution available. That sucks. I like that door. That reminds me of the boss doors from DK64, where you have to feed bananas to a giant pig. And, like, for some reason that gives me the same vibes as that pig from DK64. Couldn't tell you why. I can't tell what angle this is from. Does look interesting. Banjo looks weirdly small for some reason. Look how tiny he looks. I think it's compared to the wall and the fence. He just looks like a little short boy, and he's cute. I like that. There's the sketch of the level as seen before. Another shot of the above concept map showing the date of the document. Sweet. Ooh, beach, aka Treasure Trove Cove. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Wow, they had most of this mapped out, didn't they? Jeez. That's cool as fuck. There's a hippo pirate on this ship. Oh my god, I think his name's Blubber. But, like, whenever you're not talking to him, he's constantly crying, which in and of itself doesn't sound funny, but the way he fucking cries cracks me the fuck up. It is the most, like, over-dramatic and goofy way anyone can cry. It's the fucking, like, it's... It fucking kills me. He's just walking around, and every now and again in the distance, you'll hear. It's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, it fucking kills me. Oh boy, I love that. I was wondering who this was. It's Dance with the Dead. Oh, god damn it. Oh, Jesus. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Excuse me. Damn it. Alright. So, I'm going to open both of these in a new tab. This is just what the final game looks like, and it looks pretty much identical. Like, bro. The biggest difference I see here is the little island where the treasure chest is closer to the water. What else we got? The pools of water are still the same. The two alcoves, or the two ledges leading to an alcove, are the same. These giant stumps are much shorter than their sketch counterparts. So then again, everything looks taller in the sketch than before. These little islands have been changed to boxes, like little individual boxes with a center island with an enemy on it. What else? Yeah, that's the same. Yep, the dock. The starting dock is well, it's actually not really the same. The original has a bend to it, but the final version is just a straight square with a gangplank or whatever you want to call it. Hey, wow, the crab was there from the beginning. That's cool. Even though he went from red to green, and he looks really weird as fuck. They put the chests in here. And of course they talk. Why wouldn't they? Every other inanimate object in this game series talks. It has led to the everything has eyes trope. Yep. Yep, that sandcastle's there. Except in the sketch version, it's above the water, whereas in this version, it's below the water. I don't think there's a way to drain the pool. I could be wrong, though. I only remember swimming down underwater and then into the castle. Okay. Yep, the starting platform is L-shaped, which can also be seen in pre-release footage. Immediately after it is a field of giant clams. In-game, this area is mostly barren, and the yum-yums are instead scattered throughout the level. Yeah, true. Yeah, the clams are scattered throughout the level. Clam. Alright. Ba-ba. Instead of plugging Leaky the bucket, switches had to be, quote, bombed with eggs, presumably, to drain the sandcastle. Oh, you can? Okay, so you can drain the sandcastle pool. Gorch. The lighthouse walkway is described as a, quote, rickety and described as rickety and collapsing. However, in the final game, the segments are already pre-collapsed. The flight pads were originally conceived as birds' nests. That's, I mean, yeah, true. But their placement is almost identical. There are rocks in front of Nipper that are not there in the game. The pool north of Nipper is accessed by a set of steps. The final game just uses a shock jump pad, which is this right here, mirroring this. Which, like I said, it looks almost the same, except via method of reaching it. Whoop! Wait, what the fuck? Where did I go? Where did I go? Oh, accidentally. There we go. I accidentally, like, clicked the hide button for some reason. Speaking of which, I'm gonna move that back on here. Surprise, Zabs! Ah! I'm gonna move him back on here and then, hide him for later. For when me and Zabs do another collab. Anyway. The flat pads were bird's nests, yeah. The pool north of... No, I got that. Jiggy number 9 is said to be found in a giant clam. This likely became the final game's lockup Jiggy. I don't remember what that is. Okay. There is a bridge connecting the two ends of the inner arch that is not present in-game. Interestingly, the only palm tree in the concept map on Little Lockup's Island is not present in the final game. That is hilarious. Yeah, Little Lockup's Island, and then there's palm trees everywhere except for on the island itself. That's funny. Oh, it's the back of the level. Also, here's a bigger look at... Whoop, nope, that's too zoomed in. Here's a bigger look at the level itself. For those who want to take a gander. Whew. Alright. Oh, I see what they mean now. There's a bridge right here in the archway, and that's not in the final game. This is the front of the final version of the level, and there's no bridge. I wish there was a fucking bridge. That'd be great. I hate that there's no bridge here. I think that's Blubber. Could be someone else, but it looks like Blubber because that's where Blubber stands on the ship and goes, fucking still kills me. That gives me a chuckle every time. Oh boy. I guarantee you, whenever I finally get around to playing Banjo-Kazooie and we reach Treasure Trove Cove, every time you hear Blubber crying like that, I'm gonna giggle. It's gonna happen. It's so funny. And here is the... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, okay, so these two areas are smushed closer together because this mountainous archway is thinner. Excuse me. This tower is further off to the left in the final version, whereas in the sketch it's in the center. There's these stone walkway pathways are replaced with a vaguely barrel-esque path, which, like, those not barrels, crates. Those crates suck to land on. They're very slippery, if I recall correctly. This whole rocky section is just gone. Well, no, I take that back. What's left of this, like, outcropping right here is turned into this, which is like a little side thing, and then this is just not here in the original sketch. There's no wooden lattices. It's just a little climb up a sheer cliff and into some pools, whereas here it's just one pool, which is honestly kind of funny. What else? Monkey nuts. Alright. Risk guys, a weird little man and a ninja master. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, there's two gaps here in the final game. In the original version, these were originally meant to be docks, like wooden docks, as opposed to stone. And there's only one gap. No, there's two. Never mind. So this is just not here, and then the two gaps are still there. Oh, they're kind of inverted almost, because this is kind of like a C shape. And this is also a C shape, but it's like been inverted halfway through. Also, this is just in general longer. Till the wind may take us through. The walkway to the rock pier with the first X happens to be made of wood. In game, it is mainly brick. Yep. Early concept stills. I mean, I kind of get it. Kind of sad. Because then it went from Kazoo to Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, that's right. This is still Banjo-Kazooie. This isn't Banjo-Kazooie. This is still Banjo-Kazooie. Let's see. The letters are the F and H are in different spots. The N is in a different spot. The J is in a different spot. The H is in a different spot, as is the N. The U. A lot of these are in a different spot. K is in a different spot. Although B and A are in the same spot, weirdly. That's interesting. These are from early concept stills and not sketches. Clanker's Cavern, yeah. John, this is what I was talking about earlier. Well, that's the inside of Clanker's mouth. Never mind. Never mind. That's the inside of Clanker's mouth. He's like, hey, can you crawl inside my mouth? There's some weird shit going on around in there. And Banjo's like, sure, why not? And you get in through a breakable gold tooth, which is hilarious. And this is just sort of his insides. You walk around and stuff. It's very strange. Smash Tooth forms platform so can get to Jigsaw. Both sides of mouth. This is about the same, honestly. Teeth almost vertical. Circle of notes. Kazoo can stand on this. Banjo can only stand on this. Water. That's interesting. And the concept art, the two broken teeth are top teeth on the outside, but bottom teeth, on the inside. This inconsistency is not present in game. One of the teeth is intended to be beak charged in. In the final game, both of them must be dislodged with eggs. The other tooth is depicted as cracked. The pool of water containing Clanker's tongue, which I don't remember it containing his tongue, is much wider and shallower in the concept art. That's weird. Oh my god, the eyes on the snowman at Freeze Easy Peak are so creepy looking. Like, you can stand on his nose and look at his giant eyeballs, and it's so fucking creepy. These... not much has changed. It is quite different, though. Bam. Well, that sucks that no bigger build was found, because you can't even read the text over it. That kind of sucks, though. Yeah, the giant snowman is still there. The tree with the ramp, or the walkway, is still there, kind of, but it's been changed to just a straight, long walkway. Oh, popped a finger. There's Mumbo's house. Eek-up, oak-up. This vague shape outline is still there. This part in the original sketch is like much different. It's still kind of this weird. Actually, I think this may or may not have been removed entirely. Either that or it's just a cave that I can't see from here. Either way, why the fuck am I getting tired? I don't know why I'm getting well. I mean, I did work on. Look how creepy this is. Oh, it's creepy looking. Specifically the eyes. The eyes are so fucking creepy. Ugh. Concept art. Oh wow, they were gonna make the fucking snowman a beefy boy. Wow, I am getting tired enough that I didn't even like focus on this. The neck is a bit skinnier. The face looks much more threatening. The nose is less carrot-like, although that may be because it's covered in snow. I'm not sure what these arrows are for. The hat is a different shape, and there's a blue band around it in the final, and the final version has icicles, that's it. Has icicles dangling from the brim of the hat, whereas the sketch does not. Both still have that hole. Wink wonk. The pipe is still there. Small ramp. The small ramp became a giant ramp. Let's be honest. Okay, the 3 targets on the front were moved to the side. Oh, I see. That's still in the game. As is the ramp from the front. Oh, yeah, okay. This is the area near the Christmas tree where that little Chinju is. I'm focused on not being loud, so I don't want to blow out the mic when I'm not ready. That's right, there's a fuck... Oh, that's right, he makes one of my favorite noises in the game. It's so nice. It's also silly as fuck. I forget what his name is, but he's a polar bear, and you have two missions / objectives with him. The first one is, as it shows in the sketch, which is to essentially ground pound him and make him spit up a jiggy that he's swallowed. But in this one, he seems to be minding his own business, whereas in the final game, he actively asks for your help and is like, "Oh shit, bro, I ate something and my stomach hurts." My stomach hurts. It's one of my favorite. One of my favorite memes is the stummy hurt. I also like in the similar vein is the phrase "I fruit up" with an F instead of a TH. I fruit up. Oh, it gives you the same vibes as "I forgore." Oh, I love that kind of mentality. It's very soft and sweet. That came out weird, and I don't know why. It's probably because I'm tired. I'm telling you, the energy drink doesn't do shit, and it's not an alcoholic energy drink. I think those are banned. The Four Locos are banned. Okay, let's see. Maybe if I change it from fucking symphonic to something else that's less overtly chill. Ugh. Like Jeremy Soule. Soul? Oh, it's the Skyrim soundtrack. Not that one. Nope. No. Ooh, Batar. Wait, hold on, let me check. Yeah, okay, this is owned by Batar. Okay, cool. I don't want to chance it. That's better. Okay. Whew. Ugh. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, where was I? I swear, I think it's just because I had a morning shift and I went to bed at like 1 a.m. last night and woke up at like 7 a.m. I was up playing Borderlands 3. I finally got around to playing it because I was so scared that it was going to be shit, because everyone I talk to that I ask about Borderlands, they're like, eh. And I'm like, oh no, does it suck? They're like, it doesn't suck per se. And I'm like, what does that mean? Please be more specific with your critique. They said the gameplay was very good, but that the story was lacking. And I'm like, I can deal with that. Because I really like the gameplay of Borderlands. And from what I've played of it so far, I mean, excuse me. Yeah, the story's not amazing, but it's also not the worst. It's perfectly serviceable and enjoyable. The dialogue is still fun to listen to. It's still, it's not laugh out loud, but I've never found the Borderlands games to be full of laugh out loud moments. More so like silly, amusing stuff that happens and whatnot. It's like, oh, cool, a guy in a beard who wears nothing but tidy whities and a cape wants you to smash tiny statues of this one dude and then make statues of the undies guy and put them all around the area. Like, yeah, that's a good bit. I like that. I appreciate that bit. But But yes, thankfully my worries were proven wrong, and it's a very, very fun game. I enjoy it greatly. I'm going to keep playing. It's actually currently paused right now. I paused the game to go stream, and I didn't even put my PS4 in sleep mode. I probably should have, but here we are. And I'm looking at the screen right now. My controller got disconnected because I have it set to like automatically turn off after like an hour, I think? Question mark? I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, very much loving Borderlands 3. I don't know if I'll ever get Tiny Tina's Wonderland. We'll see. Hey, either way, this is an area southwest of the Snowman. It is right near a big Christmas tree that I showed earlier in the... what is it? Also, sorry for the mouth sounds, Aiden. Near a Christmas tree. It's like present theme. This area is slippery and I hate it. This area is also slippery and I hate it. I think this whole section is just full of ice physics and it's so frustrating. This looks pretty much the same except for the fact that there's no snow on it. There's the ground pound snow bear. Oh, I didn't even finish my fucking story about the snow bear, the polar bear. So, the second mission that you have with him is to race him, and he will give you a Jiggy if you win. Whenever he's riding on his sled and he jumps, he goes, "Wahey!" And it's such an enjoyable sound. Wahey! It's so enjoyable that whenever the Super Beard Bros play through it, they made that fucking sound constantly, and it never got old. Wahey! 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 Okay. I don't want to milk it. It's a great sound. Mad Monster Mansion. This one tripped me up a lot. I didn't even get every Jiggy in this area. I got as many as I could and then moved on whenever I had enough to get to the next level. Actually, I think the area that I'm stuck on currently is Gobi Desert, which is the one after this one, I think. Because there's a swamp one, which I don't know if I got every Jiggy in that one either. Because some of them got really annoying. Anyway, Mad Monster Mansion. Interestingly, this world appears to have no working name. No work in progress name. While the church bears a rough resemblance to the St. James Parish Church, which is hilarious, in Twycross, which was, at the time, located directly across from Rare's offices, it was not intentionally modeled after it. Oh, we get a bird's eye view of the... Cool. Oh, man, the picture. Why that picture gotta be so small? Scale up, goddamn you. There you are. Okay. So, we have the house with the roof right here. Can I actually... I can. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad I can swap between these two. Okay, so with control tab. Excuse me. Okay, so the church, which is on this western side, is there, and the basic shape is there. The maze, the hedge maze is there. Which, God, that hedge maze is so frustrating. But I don't know, it's not that bad. I didn't realize there was only 6 main sections. That's interesting. The main mansion is in the center, like original. The driveway, I guess you'd call it, is much longer in the sketch version. This little area right here is cut down significantly to the point where, like, you can barely tell that it's there. It's like a little blob. Oh, I see. It transitions to stone or slab, and then it just looks yellow because of the lighting from the house barn thing. So that's mostly still there. What is this? Okay, yeah, that little... Oh, the Mumbo's house is still there. This is mostly the same. It's still got that gangplank. And then a pond. Yep. Oh no, that's a fountain now. I think that's his pond. Yeah, it's his pond. The filthy water. Pond. So what was once a pond is now a fountain. That looks surprisingly like the final. That's interesting. I like that. Alright. Moving on. The roof of the shed was originally accessed via a stack of crates. In-game, Banjo uses a shock jump pad. So there's that little difference. Rare reveal build. None of Bottles' molehills can be seen, so it's likely that he was not implemented yet. All animated collectibles are static in this build. That's interesting. I like this one. Because whenever Kazooie grabs the Jiggy, you hear her go, gulp. Like, hold on. Gulp. So funny. The dance Banjo does upon collecting a Jiggy is longer and more exaggerated. It also had a longer jingle to go with it. Ooh, let's hear this, shall we? Whoops. Hey, my friend went on PS4. Alright. Not bad, I actually like that. Gulp. Cool. The early dance alters Banjo's position / rotation, so afterwards he has to snap back to face the camera. Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, he just kind of automatically turns, and it's unnatural. The early the Jiggy magically reappears in Banjo's hand after Kazoo swallows it. That's funny. Oh, I honestly like that look of the Jiggy more than the basic gold one. The Jiggy icon was originally a pre-rendered sprite with an image on one side of the Jiggy. In the final, it is replaced with a 3D model. Spiral Mountain. Okay. Oh, no wonder it was getting so low. Why the fuck was my volume at... My laptop volume was at fucking 12. I was like, what the hell? Anyway. The wall platforms go... Oh. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is early Spiral Mountain. That's too loud. There we go. So, like... the early Spiral Mountain. Not the biggest difference. So these three platforms are still there. Do these look kind of different? The cornfield's not there. Not cornfield. Those are flowers, dipshit. Jesus. The cornfield's gone. The bridge is differently designed. Instead of like a wooden plank bridge, it's like a stone bridge, which I honestly like a little bit more. The yellow flowers in this field are not there in the early version. This is still Spiral Mountain. Okay. Oh wow, the monkey from well, yeah, the monkey from Mumbo's Mountain is in Spiral Mountain, which is very interesting. Good to see you again, old friend. Mountains can't be friends. Oh, old Jontron. I'm changing positions. Give me a second. Oh, that's better. Oh, pop him shoulder. Here, I need to actually turn the mic. There we are. There we are. Now you can hear me. Okay. Conga the gorilla and 3 bull enemies are present here. These enemies don't appear until Mumbo's Mountain in the final game. An extra tree is present that was removed in the final and probably moved to Mumbo's Mountain. The Spiral Mountain is made out of bricks in the original version, whereas in the final version it's made from regular rock, I guess. Mumbo's Mountain. I actually like... Whoops. I didn't mean to click that. Why does it look like Sea Dog VA? Why he look like Sea Dog? Why he look like Connor? That's funny. Anyway. I like the early textures from Mumbo's Mountain like a lot more. I like the mixture of green and gray, whereas in the final version it's just gray. Kinda boring, not gonna lie. I even like the early wood bridge. This one just looks weird and kind of boring as well. I think this is the ramp that leads into the water, but you can't quite tell because Banjo's in the fucking way. Most of the textures were changed. Yep. Oh, I like this too, but that got changed into like popcorn dirt stuff. Most of the textures were changed. Instead of a grayish brown rock-like texture on most walls and slopes, there is a gray and green texture, which appears to be stone covered in moss. Moss! The walls that enclosed the level were originally much higher. Yeah, they were. And sported jagged rocks and mountains. At the top, excuse me. The bridge is made out of logs in this build. In the final, it's made of rope. Is that supposed to be rope? I thought it was just meant to be tiny planks of wood, like, meshed together. I didn't know that was meant to be rope. My bad. Oh, my bad. The bridge is... Okay, there are 6 notes on the bridge. The final has 7 notes on it. They mark the tiniest of changes. But hey, it's necessary because it is factually correct. And this is near the top of the mountain. Where in the final, Mumbo's hut looks very intimidating. When in reality, he's just a goober. I like him. He transforms you into a termite in this level. Mumbo, for those who don't know, Mumbo is mainly used to transform Banjo and Kazooie into different animals or objects for the price of these like crystal skulls, not that kind. Yeah, once you pay him those skulls, he turns you. You pay once, and then he's able to transform you as many times as you want in that particular level. You have to the cost for Mumbo to use his magic changes through for each level. Yeah, he's just a silly skeleton man, and I like him. Mumbo's skull looks like one of the huts. The final design was changed to resemble his head. The Juju totem pole doesn't rotate. Oh, I wish it didn't rotate in the final, dude. I hate having to shoot eggs in there. The Mumbo token under the ramp leading to Mumbo's hut, which is right there, is not present, though it might have already been collected in this footage, so it's unclear. A closer view of Mumbo's hut. Yeah, I still like this mossy green texture more. It's much more appealing. I think it's just the fact that I'm not a fan of yellow. Overall, I am not a fan of yellow. It's always come off to me as a boring color. Not sure why. It has its uses. There are plenty of stuff that I enjoy. There's plenty of things I enjoy that has yellow. Borderlands being among them. That's a great color for the title. Same for Destroy All Humans. That's a great game series with a yellow title. Ah, damn it. I sniffled, and it wasn't the clean sniffle where it's satisfying. It's that one kind of sniffle where, like, the snot is in, like, the worst spot. So whenever you sniff hard enough, or whenever you sniffle hard enough, it feels like there's water going up your nose, and it fucking sucks. Hate when that happens. Alright. Okay, so conga section. Conga section used to be just this. The big gorilla hucking oranges or fruit of some kind at Banjo and Kazooie with a tiny little monkey friend behind a giant pillar. Whereas in the final version, Conga is like... Conga gets their own full space. And you have to kite Conga into throwing the oranges on these platforms and then talk to that little monkey who's in its own little alcove as opposed to just right behind her. Right behind him. Just a moment. I want to make... Whoop, wrong button. I want to make sure it's not too loud. There we go. What? They changed their name. They changed their name. I just noticed this. They 100% changed their name. And how am I not following them? Are you kidding me? Miss the rage. Wait. Wait, what? Is this a different art? I cannot tell what this is. Sorry, I don't mean to go down this rabbit hole, but, like, this is crazy. What? The only one best qualities. Oh, it's an archive! It's an archive of Sewer Slut. Which, for some reason, they're all in singles. And I hate that. Why are they all in Why are they all in singles, bro? That's dumb. Oh. All right, sorry. I didn't mean to get off on the tangent. Unless someone took over Sewer Slut's original archive account. Hold on. No, they're still there. They're still counted as an artist. That's odd. Huh. It's almost like they cross over for some reason. That's weird. Alright, anyway, sorry. Sorry about the sidetrack. I do love Sewer Slut, though. Anyway, so yeah, that's the main differences between these two versions of the level. Oh, and also a white tank top as opposed to a red one. Conga is wearing a white tank top. In the final, his tank top is red. Conga's orange blocks aren't present. These... Let me zoom in on them a little bit. These motherfuckers. Let's see. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. If you look right here... Oh wait, you can't even see it, never mind. We're over 2/3 of the way through this. And it's been 2 hours. Damn. Lots of stuff to get through, and I love it. despite me being tired, I do enjoy this. This is very, very fascinating to watch. Hope everyone in the chat's enjoying themselves. I know this is definitely a more chill stream. But yeah. Yo, what? I forgot that. Okay, I forgot. Okay, I forgot I had vocal stuff on here, which includes Johari. Hell yeah! Oh, I love this. Sorry, I got itchy. The platform to the left. What? Oh, the platforms to the left. Excuse me. The platforms to the left. Back and to the left. The platforms to the left are made of stone and don't extend all the way to the ground. There are 6 blue eggs on the platform behind Chimpy. The final has 10 blue eggs on this platform. Of these, and also the platform's much taller. Like, look how tall that is. What the fuck? Oh, what the hell are those little guys? A masked enemy standing in a T-pose. Appears to be an early design for the Grublin. I like that name. It's a silly little name. It's like a grub goblin. Oh wow, look at that early Mumbo. Telling you. Train of thought just gets lost in mid-sentence. Early Mumbo. He doesn't look too different, but definitely different enough. His texture looks more purple. And his eyes go from green to blue. His mouth is a little more detailed. It's also much more dimly lit in the final. Whereas in the beta version, it's like much more bright. His little staff wand thing is slightly different between the two. I don't know why I didn't put the. I keep forgetting that y'all can my screen's bigger. My view is larger than yours. Oh my god, why is that image so small? In fucking crease, but damn you. Okay. Yeah. So okay. In this version, everything is much more brightly lit. The spears are not. No, they are there in the final. They just look different. There's also a shield in front of them. The pillars in this just have notes on them as opposed to being torches in that. Well, the torches are next to Mumbo's chair, and I think these were meant for platforming, whereas in the early version, they're just platforms through and through. I don't actually remember if trying to jump on these torches deal damage to you. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. We'll put it that way. Loud car going by my window. Another sip of my drunk. Stretches. Ah. All right. Okay. Let's see. The skull, I think in the... Yeah, there's no skull button in the earlier in Banjo-Kazooie. I do like this texture in the background of the final version. That's just like, it's way creepier than it should be, but I really like it. Because like out of context, it's just like, oh no, there's skulls in the walls. But if you look at Mumbo, it's just like, nah, it's just a wallpaper of his face. Because his entire house is shaped like his fucking head. And who's to say he wouldn't have wallpaper that looks like his face? That's really funny to me. As I mentioned previously, his eyes go from green to blue. His mouth, it gets a little more detail to it, as do the feathers on his head. I think, no, those feathers are the same. His overall design of his like torso, I guess if you can call it a torso, is less blocky than it was in the original, I think. That may just be the angle of the image, though. What else do we got? Cannot believe this is taking so long. This took as long, like this one section is taking as long as the other two sections took. Oh my! I also think it's because I keep getting distracted by stuff, and I apologize for that. Mumbo's eyes are yellow. You call that yellow? It looks green to me. I don't know. It's like a pale olive green. Like that looks like a mix of yellow and green at best. Like there's no full yellow though. And I just a reminder, the colors on the stream preview are brighter than it is on my screen. On my screen, his arms are more purple than pink. Just like his eyes are a little more green than yellow on my end. The feathers are a less vibrant red. They're more of like maroon. You get what I'm saying. Anyway. They're yellow/green and much smaller in the prototype. Oh yeah, they are smaller. Which is with his eye sockets being larger, yeah. His nostrils. Oh, his nostrils are different. His nostrils smaller and his mouth/teeth larger, yeah. Overall looking more menacing. He does kind of slightly look more menacing in the early version. His eyes have become blue and his face changed to become more cuddlier and less threatening in the final. That's funny. Okay, Treasure Trove Cove. Only a few seconds of this level is shown. Unlike the rest of the levels, this one doesn't appear to be too different compared to the final. Which, there's not that much of a difference. The the flight pad is different. There's 2 or 3 feathers here as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. If this is a mirror image, the tower where the first X is, I think. Either way, the tower is slightly shorter in Kazoo, or in Banjo-Kazooie. In the final version, it's taller and has a little lip. Has a little lip there at the top. Also, in the final version, there is a bottle's mole hole up here for somehow. Whereas in the beta version, it does not. And also, the beta version the final version doesn't have these guardrails, which for some reason I keep misremembering and thinking that the final version does have guardrails, even though it doesn't. It's a weird thing. Let's see what I missed. Banjo is able to walk up the ropes normally. In the final, he must use the Talon Trot in order to walk up the ropes. That I remember. There are rails on the crow's nest, which are removed in the final. The sides of the platform are extended in the final. The sides. This. There are only 4 red feathers in the crow's nest. The final has 8. Oh, okay, so there's... Oh, I see it now. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, okay, got it. We got it. The red feathers have a different design? Oh, they do have a different design. These are, like, slightly taller and have, like, a little white tip near the beginning. Whereas in the final, the tip is, like... The bottom tip is still red, and there's only, like, a little bit of white going along the spine of the... I don't know. I'm not sure what you call it, but the middle part that all the bits of the feather spring out from. The flight pad has a different design, and Bottle's molehill is not present in the original version. Early version. There's Clanker. Look at the big boy. I love him. He's kind of creepy looking, but I love him anyway. He a good boy. He did nothing wrong. I'd love a big old plushie of Clanker. He's great. Okay, this level is one with the most drastic changes. Oh, hold on, I gotta pop my wrist. Okay. Anyway. This level is the one with the most drastic changes compared to the final. It appears to be in an extremely primitive state, using default assets from Spiral Mountain / Mumbo's Mountain. It was changed into a sewer in the final game. This level was first seen in some very early footage of the game along with its early theme, later used in Donkey Kong 64's Fungi Forest. Clanker himself appears to also be in a critically primitive state. Not only is he rendered as an organic shark, but he barely looks textured. You're right, he barely looks textured. Look at the final boy. I love him. He's so cute. Yeah, wow. The fucking Vine / TikTok. Wow. Bubble Gloop fucking swamp. Oh, I hate this level. Because you have to jump from area to area because the swamp is like toxic or whatever. So I didn't mean to like quickly like gloss over this. This is a really cool comparison though. The water's regular blue as opposed to dirty water. It's much more generically like foresty as opposed to dank and dark and drippy. Anyway, the early version of Bubble Gloop Swamp looked more mountainous than the final. It also takes place at dusk rather than at night. Wait, this takes place at night? Okay. This level also appears to be in a fairly primitive state, with many untextured and rough objects. Okay, yeah, we're almost done with this, and it's almost 2.5 hours, I think. I'll check how long the next section is, and depending on that, will depend if I keep going. Because I have to wake up at 9 a.m. tomorrow because I'm gonna play some one-on-one magic with my friend who usually works a lot, and so whenever we every chance we get, we play magic because he loves magic. He helped teach me magic, but he's just been too busy to go to the local card shop that I go to on Friday nights. So we play in the mornings. It's nice to play with him. It's always fun. He's very funny. So yeah, after I finish this, I'm gonna check and see how long the next section is, if the next section is even a thing, and then if it's not that long, I'll finish up the pre-release info, and then I'll end stream, and then next Thursday we will start on the actual Banjo-Kazooie page, and then we'll go from there. Oh yeah, that's definitely very primitive. It has those same textures from Mumbo's Mountain originally. Here, let's... Alright. There's that. And there's that. Why is that so small? It ain't gotta be that small. Oh, damn. Okay, so yes, and like I said, in the original version, it's like textured similarly to the kazoo version of the Banjo-Kazooie version of Mumbo's Mountain. This looks completely differently textured too, I think. Yeah. In the final version, it's coated in moss, and you have to talon trot up it as opposed to walk up it. The ground texture here is different. Yeah, this one's covered in like leaves. I always thought these were leaves. I don't know for sure though. The liquid isn't really fully rendered. This I assume is like a skybox that's meant to depict sunset. Whereas on this one, there's no skybox at all, which is why I'm confused as to why TCRF claims that it takes place at night, unless I just never looked up and assumed that it took place during the day. The latter answer could very well be the case. Because like I said, it's been since like 2016 maybe that I played Banjo-Kazooie, and I have not picked it up since. I really should. I need to restart that game and just give it a good college try. Ugh. Yanni boy. These wooden... Oh, I remember him. These wooden walkways were replaced with tree branches in the final. Oh, okay. There's another angled look. An early design for the giant crocodile. Oh, I see it now. Again, the character is early in design, and his eyes aren't textured. You right. By the way, what's playing in the background now is a band called Aghast. Getting sidetracked. Forgot what I was doing. Got it. Alright, so that's the early version of this big old Croco boy. I like him, despite his big old mean eyes. And stop staring at me with them big old eyes. So, I love that bit. That's one of my favorite bits. And stop staring at me with them big old eyes. Oh, goodness. I like him. Okay. But yeah. That's the original version of that big old croc boy with no eyes. Or with no textured eyes, I should say. Yeah, that's about it for that. And that's all I have to say about that. Alright. Oh, we made it to the end! There's a bunch of footnotes at the end. Wow, okay, footnotes. Mails has claimed on multiple occasions that the footage in question, which was what? Oh, okay. Oh, they saw footage of, they saw footage of Mario 64. The footage in question was of a quote really early development build for the game. Before the game was even properly known as Mario 64. But its conflicts with almost every other piece of date-related information out there. Oh, but this conflicts with almost every other piece of date-related information out there. Super Mario 64 launched alongside the N64 in June 23rd of 1996 in Japan, during which time the team, assuming everything else they've said is accurate, would have still been working on the N64 version of Dream. Backing this up are the dates on the Kazoo documents, which range from January 16th to February 23rd of 1997. Long after Mario had come out in Japan and North America, the game wouldn't reach Europe, where Rare was based, until March of that year, which makes Mail's story more believable if he's talking about the final game or a build close to it. Either Nintendo had shown them very dated footage for some reason, or Mail simply mistook a later build for an earlier one. See also Mario 64's pre-release page, which is huge, for info on that game's development cycle, which I will get to that, mark my fucking words. Muddying the waters further, Kirkhope states that Mario was one of the games that spurred the change from Dream to Kazoo, along with Conquer, which, again, he claims was progressing so well because it was aping Mario, which makes more sense time-wise, but doesn't explain why the team would spend months making a quote, old-fashioned side-scroller in response to Mario's, quote, revolutionary, as they themselves saw it, gameplay. All in all, it seems any info pertaining to what games inspired which phases of development is unfortunately rather vague and contradictory and should not be taken as gospel, despite the affirmative wording in these articles. But magic was snow. Oh, okay. Oh, digital audio tape. Okay, AK. Come on, have a go. Oh yeah, come on, have a go if you think you're old enough. That's right. Hold on. It was at footnote 5. Okay, that was footnote 5. These voice clips were derived from the chant in Mayhem's temple theme, or what would eventually become it. See below. Footnote 5. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. So the chanting was Grant Kirkhope going, "Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough." That's if you think you're hard enough. I love that. Oh yeah. Oh. That's so funny. Commonly associated with football, soccer hooligans in Britain. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. I love that so much. Okay. Back we go to see how big the next section is. What the hell? There we go. Okay, this page does not exist. Let's see. Let me just look through here. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, we will finish the pre-release section in full, and then I'll call it a stream. And we get music tracks, baby. By the way, if you like the music that's playing, it's by a band called Dreamwake. Anyway, in 2013, Kirkhope put up several early tracks on his Bandcamp, and then had to take them down for legal reasons. While some are unambiguously from Dream, others are less clear. Also included in this album were tracks that are still present in the final game, but unused. Advent, Mumbo's Rain Dance, Early Click Clock Wood, and so on. Babe. Not even Kirkhope is sure where this track would have gone. The title implies it may have been for a female character, but who exactly is anybody's guess. This sounds like... This has a similar vibe to the opening, like, Kong Island theme from DK64. You know, the ba 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 ba. That sort of like very gentle, welcoming vibe that really reminds me of it. That was pretty good. I like that. All right. Bigfoot. Despite the name, this track has no relation to the similarly named Bigafoot from Tui. A version without the brass was used for the falling stalactite sequence in DK64's Crystal Caves. Oh, okay. So I may recognize this. Yep, I do. Yeah, this really does sound like an earlier version of that falling stalactite sequence. Yeah, that big old laughter. That's interesting. Alright, Boss 1. This theme can be heard in footage of the game from E3 1997, erroneously labeled 98 in the video. The first 12 seconds would be altered and reused for the Minecart Challenge. Hell yeah. In DK64's Jungle Japes, while the section from 35 seconds to 57 seconds would be used for the final battle against Gruntilda. Alright, so keep an eye out for the first 12 seconds and 35 seconds to 57 seconds. Oh yeah, I recognize that. Yeah! Oh, I love that. Yeah. Okay, so this section was used for the final battle against Gruntilda. Yeah, I hear it. I've never beaten Banjo-Kazooie, but I've seen plenty of Let's Plays where people have beaten it, and I recognize this song. Alright, cool. Up next is Elv King. It is not known who Elv King is, and whether or not this character has any relation to King Jingling, the carefree Jinjo King of Tui, or perhaps some hitherto unseen elven royalty in Dream. The middle section would be touched up slightly and reused for the credits in Kazooie. Okay, sweet. The middle section. Let's check it out. Not bad. Not bad overall, yeah. Free ZZ early version. An early rendition of Free ZZ Peak, which Free ZZ is Freeze Easy Peak. It's, I don't know, it sounds weird when you say it too fast. Free ZZ. Looks like it looks like it should be spelled FREEZEEZEE. Free ZZ. Free ZZ Top. Okay, anyway. An early rendition of Freeze Easy Peak, the 5th level in Banjo-Kazooie, and one of the first levels in the game Grant Kirkhope had attempted to compose music for. Having been told to use a longer melody than the 8-bar standard, Kirkhope stated that he didn't believe either this or the other earlier version of Freeze Easy Peak displayed below had, quote, enough of a wintry feel to it, as well as lacking in a Christmassy element. Okay, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. It's the lack of the Christmas bells for me. Although the faux xylophone and the marimba, there it is. That sustained note in the back, or well, not sustained, but the keyboards that just came on a second ago. The ones that have the held out long notes, that feels Christmassy. But I get what he means by not wintry or Christmassy enough, because it's just kind of there. All right, another Freeze Easy. Okay, I see it. It's more complex this time. Yeah, sorry, I was reading without actually speaking it out loud. A slightly modified version of the track directly above, also composed for Freeze Easy Peak. This incarnation is more complex than the first rendition, shown above, with more naturally flowing instrumentation, while the majority of the composition would be scrapped entirely in favor of a more generic score. 2 of the melodies would end up being included in the final, version of the level's theme. Yeah, burpee. Okay. Sick. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. It's got a little bit of a drum in the background. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, Giant. A slow brass-heavy theme with unclear purpose. It was likely intended for Dream, as its main melody is shared with the Ogre's theme, which is below, which combines it with Edson's theme. Tonally, it bears a resemblance to K. Lumsey's theme from DK64. The percussion and strings at 56 are almost identical, fitting as K. Lumsey himself is a giant. Oh, I remember K. Lumsey. Yeah, he's like the main focal point of the game. He's like the reason. Basically, you find him caged up, and he's real sad because he's locked up. And if you can manage to free him, he'll help you. He helps you beat King K. Rool. It's really cool. As a kid, I was scared of him because I thought the opposite. I thought you had to I thought you had to lock him in there with the locks or whatever, but not the case. Anyway. Giant. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's definitely Kay Lumsey's vibe. Kind of like a sad melody, almost. Ah, I love the way the marimba does that. Oh. Yeah, I love that. It's like one of my favorite instruments that Grant Kirkhope uses in his music is the fake marimbas. So 56 is almost identical. Let's check right now. Yeah, it is. That's interesting. I like that. It's a vibe and a half. Okay. Sorry. I'm moving the microphone a little bit closer because I'm leaning away from the microphone just so I can be a little more comfortable. That should work. If you suddenly hear like a falling sound, like tumbling sound, that's the mic falling. Because I have a little bit of a weird angle. Anyway, it works. Up next is Jungle One. Jungle Boogie. The original version of Mumbo's mountain theme, derived from Henry Mancini's Baby Elephant Walk. Oh, it's the fucking dum da dum ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do. Yeah. It can also be heard in footage from E3 of 1997. Interestingly, it shares its name with the first planned level of Kazoo. Huh. But it's not known if it actually dates back that far. This melody can actually still be heard in the final game as the Ticker's Tower submap did not receive a new theme to match. A jazzy version would also make it into DK64 as Tiny Kong's barrel theme. Ooh, I like the drums. I love those drums. Ooh. I love this. This fucking rips, dude. Oh my god. Damn. Let's see if I can download that shit. Nope, I can't. Well, damn. Yeah, I love those hard-hitting drums. Those are so good in that. Faux marimba. Oh, great stuff. All right, Lost. What would eventually become DK64's overworld theme. Yeah, I love that one. Likely to have also been a dream track, given its drum line matches that of the main theme. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. Yeah! The fucking goat. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ma ma na na ba da 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 da. Oh damn. Oh god, this is so good. Anyone who hasn't just like straight up listened to the Donkey Kong 64 soundtrack, I highly recommend it. It's so fucking good. Like, if I think about it next Thursday, I will probably end up listening to the whole soundtrack. Just on YouTube in the background. It's so fucking good. Oh my god. But yeah, that's Lost and would eventually become DK64's overworld theme. Lost 1, if you've ever wondered why Angry Aztec and Mayhem Temple sound so similar, here's why. Both of them originated from this early track. The section at 39 would also make it into DK64's hideout helm. Okay, let's check it. Ooh. I like that. So the section at 39 seconds made it into the hideout helm of DK64. Oh, I hear it now, yeah. That's cool as fuck. A fight theme. Okay, ogres. A fight theme that intertwines parts of boy and giant, indicating. Oh, hold on. Oh, trying to get my shoulder to pop. There we go. Boy and giant, indicating a showdown between Edson and the aforementioned giant character. Not sure why it's called ogre then. It's all ogre now. Or some ogres, judging by the title. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like the boss theme from DK64. Hold on. Okay, so ogres and giants share a melody. I like that. That's dope as hell. Temple. This theme would later be reused for Fungi Forest. Yes, in the 5th level in DK64, and a level which was notoriously planned to be in Banjo. Oh, yeah, and a level that notoriously planned to be in Banjo-Kazooie, albeit with the name Fungus Forest. While there is footage at E397 that takes place in Fungus Forest, the music that plays features a section heard in DK64, but not here. This early version of the track is noticeably faster, shorter, and includes different melodies and instrument allocation midway into the theme. Yeah, bam, bam, bum, 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 bum. Do 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 do. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I hear it though. It's faster than the Fungi Forest. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Oh, I love that part. Oh, good shit. I love that so much. Treasure Trove Cove, an early composition for Treasure Trove Cove, the second level from Banjo-Kazooie, completely different to what we would receive upon release, with a generally slower, less energetic melody that Kirkhope believed, quote, didn't feel right for the level. Like Boss 1, Jungle 1, and Temple Above, this composition can be heard in early footage of Banjo-Kazooie displayed at E3 97. Oh, that's a weird vibe for a Treasure Ocean level. It sounds like a fucking jazz lounge. I dig it. It fucking rips, but yeah, it wouldn't have fit in Treasure Trove Cove. Damn, this fucking slaps, honestly. Damn. Okay. God damn, that's good shit. Wow, that fucking rips. I'm gonna cut it off. I'll keep cutting these off early because we're not even halfway down the page yet, and it's almost 3 hours. So, we're gonna, okay, good. We're almost to the images, and then we'll be about halfway through. Okay. Lost Jingles. Quote, quit is an unused jingle present in the final release's code. Is also included among these. Extended Jiggy, which is the extended, Jiggy acquired song, which we already heard actually. Jig Short, slightly shorter rendition of the above. Yeah. And Magic, a similar albeit shorter jingle would be used in Banjo-Tooie upon collecting a triple clef. Cool. And now for images. The intro. Wait, is there not a video of this? There is not a video of this. Well, here we go. Early, that doesn't... Oh, I see it now. In the earlier version, they're walking on a cloud, and in the final version, they're just walking on air. Like that one song. Feel... Oh, the song by Curly. Feel right, and you'll be walking on air. That's a great song. I'm also singing it slightly differently, so that just in case, you know, Twitch decides to nuke the VOD just because I felt like singing a little bit of a song. Anyway, what time is it? 9:56. All right, that's not bad. Okay. Yeah, the N64 Rare logo cutscene originally took place atop a cloud. In the final game, this cutscene takes place in mid-fucking-air. The early version, the area where the musical intro took place looked completely different. Yes, it did. Let's put the music back on, by the way. Oh, fuck off.
You're sweet. I'm always...
Why the fuck? Oh, it's gone. That's why. Why the fuck did that... Whoops, that's the wrong button. Highly recommend Late Night with Brian Wecht. It's a very silly and fun podcast. They talk about all kinds of shit. No. That's better. Okay. The area where... Okay, yeah. It's different location. Like, clearly, there's no waterfall in the early version. Also, that's Tootie, a.k.a. Piccolo, because she plays a piccolo in the intro. Not sure why Mumbo plays a violin, ? But here we are. Banjo. Oh, that's right. In the early version, Banjo had a picture of Donkey Kong by his bedside as opposed to Tooty, this is honestly more funny because he just rolls over in the morning, wakes up and sees it, and he like reaches out to gently touch it, like Donkey Kong, my love. Picture of Tooty was originally a picture of Donkey Kong, likely a placeholder. Ooh, yeah, okay. The wall was originally just like a wooden cabin. I honestly like this more than this, because the wallpaper seems a bit bland, in my opinion. The textures in Banjo's house are basically everything are completely different. The house feels more rustic and cabin-like, yes, compared to the bright modern look in the final. Exactly, I like this rustic look more. Although I will say, the texture on the bed in the final version looks a lot like Andy's bed from Toy Story. It's even got those little ball things on the end. I would love a bed frame like this, specifically the one like from Andy's bedroom in Toy Story, just because I love Toy Story and I also love the wood markings. I think they're called chatoyancy. I'll have to ask Justin the Trees, which is a wonderful tree-focused YouTuber who talks about tree facts. He works on a lathe, making different stuff. It's very chill and cool. I'll type that in chat, so if anyone wants to go to his YouTube channel, I highly recommend him. He does a lot of shorts, but he earns his money from full videos. So Justin the Trees, which is like a play on word of Justin and just in the trees. Okay. I'm turning it out a little bit. It doesn't matter. Every time I think it's too loud, it's not loud enough in the VOD. It's weird. Yes, an extra window and a picture of Banjo in what appears to be the original concept test level was added in the final game. Oh, that is the original concept test. That's funny. I like that. Grunty's loud. I like that a little more, honestly. 'Cause I like the blue shifting into the yellow there. That's very cool looking. Yeah. There's a different wall texture in the other version, and these doors were golden and red instead of metal and wood. Yeah, the note doors originally had the number of required notes above the door. In the final game, it alternates between the required number of notes and an image of a note. The original note door texture has the note as part of the texture and is more regal than the final's wooden door with steel trim. That's the term, wooden door with steel trim. The sign that leads to Treasure Trove, the sign on the chest that leads to Treasure Trove Cove is not there. The hell is that? The Grublins in this level were originally Mumbo-like characters. This is a very interesting change. The enemies were likely changed so players wouldn't perceive Mumbo as an enemy. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. The trees were originally 2D objects as opposed to 3D ones. They went through a few design changes across the builds. Hold on, let me see. I want to big-emphasize it so you can see, but so I don't have to open a new tab so we can get through this. We are almost done. Excuse me. We are almost done. Oh, I like the green ones more. The purple ones are cute, but these look more interesting. But it's probably just because it's different than what I've seen before. The textures of I can't tell if these are 2D textures or if they're 3D. I think they're 2D. The gremlins in this level were originally a pale blue-green. They're purple in the final game. An additional tree can be seen in the area across the bridge. This tree was removed in the final game. Oh yeah, there's that extra tree back there. And in the final game, it's just gone. There's the... Oh, I honestly love this look. And this one, but not this one. That doesn't look like rope to me. It looks like wooden bars that are like cross-hatched or something. It doesn't look like rope. The bridge looked different. Yeah, thanks. The big butt, aka Bull, this guy, enemy is not present in the earlier build. Yeah, this one. The beehives were much larger, lacked googly eyes, and weren't animated. Like I said, every other inanimate object in this game has fucking googly eyes, and it's really funny, honestly. Let's see. Oh, it's Mumbo's house. It's another look at early Mumbo's house. Which, yeah, these little bamboo support beams were changed to wooden. The texture was changed to a generic stone. To pictures of Mumbo's face all over the wall. Another similar. He looks like he's trying to cough, but he can't. And he looks like he's trying to sneeze, but he can't. He's like, oh, please. Very funny. I like that. Yeah, the differences are still there, but they're at a better angle this time. The inside of Mumbo's skull used different textures. The 4 notes inside are on top of the pillars in the final game. Oh, are on top of the pillars, period. In the final game, they're on the ground. Oh, I see that now, yeah. The button that Banjo is supposed to stand on is not there. Yeah. I do be looking goofy, though. Itchy. Oh wow, that's a slightly newer. This is a slightly newer version of this. And so the button is there, but it's not an elevated button. The texture was changed. The tiki torches are there and replaced the pillars. A later version it uses a flat texture of Mumbo's face, which is very funny. Changed to a more elaborate and flashy button model in the final. Mumbo's skull. Oh yeah, it did look different. Wow, what the fuck? It looked more menacing and lacked the red feathers on top. Banjo is on top of the termite mound, something that is normally impossible in the final game. What the fuck do you call that then? What? I don't. Oh, okay. This was taken at a different angle from this. This is at the very top of the hill / termite mound. Okay, my bad. I got confused in regards to the positioning. A bowl, a gloop, a swamp. Okay, anyway. Sorry. Oh, that's interesting. The HUD. Well, actually, no, that's pretty much the same. They just are down to 1 honeycomb. The start pads are different. In the early version, they're just a mirror of the health UI. In the final version, they're like a placard metal thing. This thing is not in the final, and it doesn't look like it. Textures look the same. This texture's slightly different, maybe? Maybe it's the image quality, though. The start pads were originally in full color. In the final game, they're an embossed silver. That's it. Embossed silver image of the same Banjo face logo. Oh, Banjo. Hi, Bottles. What do moles know about jumping? Bottle's glasses? Oh, I see now. The Bottle's glasses are black in the early versions, where in this version they're red. Yeah, the closer it gets to the final build, the smaller the changes are. Debug display. Oh, I see it now. Also, these fucking snowmen creep me the fuck out. A debug display seen in an early screenshot that displays some info such as CPU, RSP, usage, and frame rate. It's unknown that this is still present in the final game. And there we go. That is the entirety of the Banjo-Kazooie Pre-Release Rabbithole. And next week, we will finally get to the original, final... Look at all this shit, bro. Look how small that is. Oh, you can't fucking see it. God damn it. You can't see the scroll bar. It'd be all right. Anyway, yeah, we got through this first thing. We haven't done bugs. We haven't done unused text, the stop and swap, the Xbox 360 differences, which I may skip over because they're not that big. Debug value display. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. But yes, thank you to everyone who showed up and stopped by. Thank you to the new people who showed up. I very much appreciate it. Including Chai and John. Yes, Chai and John, I appreciate you very much. Thank you, thank you. And I'm going to check who I want to raid. Want to raid! Oh, Queen Keeks! She's, Keeks is streaming. Hey, shut up Sprinkles! Of Sprinkles and Manic. Icy Jackets, Hanayomi K, I think. Sunny, Snoozy. Snoozy is always sleeping whenever I'm streaming. I guess she's in a different... Oh, she's in Australia time. No wonder. I didn't know she was Australian. Crazy. Callie Doherty is sketching. Icy Jackets is playing Stardew Valley. I don't like Stardew Valley. Oh, okay. Queen Keeks is doing her weekly Thursday collab with Chrissy Jelly and the Deedledee, where they play Sea of Thieves together. And I'm gonna go raid. Whoops! I cannot talk. I am going to raid Queen Keeks. Jesus Christ! I don't know if I'm hyper or tired. Maybe both. I don't fucking know. Okay, I got over halfway down my energy drink, and I'm still not finished with it. Too busy flapping my yap. Anyway. Scenes chatting. Anybody remember Chatango? That's where I first started. That's where I first started RPing. That's where I cut my heels. I think that's the term. Either way. Raid. Kveen. Keeks. Ah, this was so nice. I'm so happy to be finished, but also it was like really cool to look through it. Stretching. Oh. Ooh, what a good song to go out on. Nano Ray. Good shit. Anyway, rating, right. Jesus. Oh, I'm all over the place. Chat. A raid has been created. Thank you very much to everyone who showed up, and I will see you next Tuesday for more Jak 2. Until then, have a good weekend. I will see you all next time. That was a dumb outro. Bye!